Today, the White House acknowledged that the Biden administration will fall short of President Biden's goal to vaccinate 70% of Americans by July 4th. It did, however, meet its 70% goal for people age 30 and older, and is on track to reach the target for those 27 and older by July 4th. Getting young people vaccinated remains a hurdle for the government's monumental effort, along with getting through to the vaccine hesitant. Here's a strategy. Listen to comedian Chris Rock.
I don't know what's up with people not wanting to get vaccinated. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's in Fruit Loops, okay? You know what I mean? I don't know what's in a lot of stuff. I had a Jerry curl. What the hell was in mine? You think I knew what they were putting in my scalp?
Touche. Joining me now is U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy. I mean, it's a really good point, Dr. Murthy. I mean, people drink Coca-Cola. You know, you can clean your engine with that. Nobody says, I wonder if this is going to hurt my insides. They just go, But people are saying with something that was developed, by scientists who had great risk, they had to get it right. People are still afraid to take it. What do you make of the ongoing hesitancy? Not the political one, but the real one.
Well, Joy, I enjoy that Chris Rock segment, by the way. Thanks for playing that.
Sure.
But I got to say, look, we know that there are people out there who have questions about the vaccine, and that's okay. Look, whenever you are about to put something inside your body, you should know the facts about it. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of misinformation, Joy, that's been floating around. We find, in fact, among the unvaccinated, that 2/3 of people who haven't gotten a vaccine yet either believe some common myths out there about the vaccine or think those myths might be true. Myths like, if you get the vaccine, you might get COVID. Absolutely not true. Or myths like, if you get the vaccine, it may lead to infertility or to DNA mutations. Also categorically not true. So this is what we hear out there. And we know that aided and abetted by social media and other technology that this misinformation is spreading. But that's why we've got to be really aggressive, Joy, about getting out there, making sure people have access to accurate information so they can make good decisions about their health. That's why we've been mobilizing a variety of messengers, Joy, from local doctors and nurses to influencers and to others to make sure that people are hearing from folks they trust in local communities and that they have access to the vaccine, which you can now get easier than ever before, given how many access points we have set out.
Yeah, if I could make a suggestion, y'all need to get on TikTok because a lot of the disinformation is on TikTok. You guys need to get a TikTok account and get somebody to do that. Get Medea or somebody to do some TikToks for y'all.
Joy, on TikTok, we actually have had a number of us working with TikTok influencers, and you're absolutely right. My gosh, they have extraordinary reach. They're trusted by lots of young people. We've got to do a lot more stuff like that. So great suggestion.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about this Delta variant. My son the other day was calling me, talking about this Delta variant. It's scary. It's much more contagious. It now makes up 20%. First it was identified in India. It now makes up 20% of all the new cases. How much danger are we in that we're going to go right back into the drink here in the fall because of this variant? And how dangerous is it?
Well, Joy, I'm quite worried about the Delta variant, and it is more transmissible, significantly more transmissible. It also may be more dangerous in terms of severity of illness that it causes. And we've seen how quickly it has taken over in the United Kingdom, where it's become getting close to 100% of new COVID cases, are Delta. And we've seen a surge here, too. So I am worried, but let me tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about those who are not vaccinated, because what we have found is based on the studies coming out of the UK, that if you are vaccinated, you are actually quite well protected, particularly against hospitalizations and deaths. The worry is if you're not vaccinated, that you're at even greater risk than you were before. So what I don't want to see, Joy, is a growing divide in our country between the unvaccinated and the vaccinated. We've got to close that gap. That's why we're working so hard to get people vaccinated everywhere.